A surprise stop on the way back from Ashland. This is the Stonewall Jackson death site. Formerly, there was a statue here, but it's gone now. It's pretty here. It's rather quiet and somber. Trying to wait for a couple people to get in here. I know it's a surprise. We are at Stonewall Jackson's death site. Hi, Danny. How are you? This is where Stonewall Jackson died. May 10th, 1863. He's buried in Lexington, Virginia. I had a traffic detour, so I figured why not? Let's stop in here and take a look at it. This is the Fairfield Plantation. The farm office across the lawn is all that remains of the once sprawling plantation called Fairfield. Thomas Coleman Chandler purchased Fairfield Plantation in 1845. For the next 17 years, it prospered and evolved, largely at the hands of dozens of slaves who worked the fields and toiled in the big house. The plantation was profitable enough that in 1854, Chandler tore down the main house and constructed a more substantial two-story brick house in its place. That house stood until 1909. While Chandler raised his family and managed affairs, slaves made Fairfield one of the most prosperous plantations in Caroline County. The place resembled more a village than a simple home, with barns, a smokehouse, a kitchen, and slave quarters. For a time before the war, Thomas Chandler's son practiced medicine from the farm office later made famous by Stonewall Jackson. For the Chandlers, the Civil War abruptly ended the halcyon days. For the Chandler slaves, war brought the prospect of freedom. And this is what it looked like then. And that's all that's left now. Hey, Cactus. Hey, Angie. War comes to Fairfield. Come on, straighten up. War brought profound changes to the Chandler family, Fairfield, and the slaves who toiled on the land. 3 of Thomas Chandler's sons enlisted in the Confederate Army. When the Union Army occupied Fredericksburg in 1862, many of Chandler's slaves seized freedom, leaving the family without its customary workforce. In December 1862, The Confederates established a major supply depot at Guinea Station, just a few hundred yards from Fairfield's back door. Camps sprawled across the plantation. Stonewall Jackson himself camped here for a week, declining the Chandler's offer to stay in the house. Instead, he pitched a tent nearby. By 1863, Chandler had enough. He sold Fairfield, but before the Chandlers could move away, Fairfield's most famous visitor would return yet again, this time not to camp, but to die. Jackson's death here propelled the plantation to a fame it had never known. A staggering blow. News of Stonewall Jackson's death stunned the South. A greater sense of loss and deeper grief never followed the death of a mortal man, recorded one of Jackson's men. Union soldiers felt both joy and lament. I rejoice at Stonewall Jackson's death as a gain to our cause, wrote Union General Gouverneur Warren. Yet in my soldier's heart I cannot but see him the best soldier of all this war, and grieve his untimely end. Jackson's death fell heaviest on General Robert E. Lee. He had come to rely on Jackson to carry out his plans, and Jackson had seldom failed him. Such an executive officer the sun never shone on, Lee once said of his subordinate. I have but to show him my design, and I know that if it can be done, it will be done. With Stonewall gone, Lee would never again achieve the success he had gained at Chancellorsville. And this is the map of the battlefield. And there's some pictures. And now we'll take a walk over to what's left of Fairfield Plantation, which is the farm office. There's train tracks over there. Amtrak train ran through when I was setting up. It is. It's beautiful. It's nice and quiet till a train comes. That's cool. This is a well house. It's got a manual pump. It's capped off. That's pretty cool. That's the entrance to the farm office. And then over here, in this beautiful grass, is where the Chandler house once sat. It's beautiful. That tree's just gorgeous. What a beautiful tree. What a beautiful sight. It's just gorgeous. Where are you, Carrie? Hi, Carrie. That's cool. And then you can see the train tracks over there. All is quiet at the moment. It's very quiet here. Another huge tree. That'll be beautiful once all the leaves get on it. Very old. They sure did have a beautiful view from their house. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Spectacular. Look at that sunset. Gorgeous. All right, back to history. That well pump is huge, or the pump house is huge. It's got a cedar shingle roof. Let's go up here. There's something in the window. It's Stonewall Jackson. No, just kidding. Just a picture. That Guinea Station is spelt wrong on the plaque. It should be Guinea, or they changed the name later on. So this says in 1828, John Thornton built this frame outbuilding as the office for the Fairfield plantation. Thomas Coleman Chandler later purchased Fairfield and replaced Thornton's main house with a plainer brick structure. Stonewall Jackson Corps camped around Fairfield in 1862. Neighboring Guinea Station became a busy Confederate supply base. On May 4th, 1863, 2 days after being wounded at Chancellorsville, Jackson was brought to the Fairfield office to recuperate. He died here 6 days later. Following the Civil War, Fairfield fell into ruin. Today, the office is the only structure remaining. So he actually died in the structure that we're looking at right now. That's pretty neat. One more look at that gorgeous sky. All right. And I'll show you the tombstone one more time. They have a flagpole here with no flag on it. That's pretty sad. You took the statue. You could at least give us our flag. Oh, shit. Did y'all hear that? A tree just fell over there in the woods. That's weird. There's no wind, and that tree just fell. Okay, y'all. I think it's time for me to get the hell out of here. There is not a single stitch of wind, guys. I'm glad y'all heard that. That way people won't think I'm nuts. But yeah, it come from right over there. I could see movement in there. Right? The soldiers are still busy in there, it sounds like. Wow, that's creepy. Creepy, creepy. If I suddenly go off live without telling y'all bye, please call the police. Tell them to send the Ghostbusters. Wow. I'm by myself, so I'm not going to turn it on, but I have a Spirit Talker app that if I wasn't live, I could turn on right now if I wanted to. And to hear the things that would be said here. Interesting. I have to make Outlaw come back with me one day. I'm going to turn the Spirit Talker app on. See if we hear anything. But yeah, that was kind of weird. All right, everybody. I just wanted to stop by here. Traffic diverted me down this road. So I'm like, why not? It's only a mile off the highway. Let's go do it. So here we are. Don't forget, game night at Angie's. Come see us. I don't know what time it is. 8:30, 9 o'clock. What time? Now the birds are starting to talk. Oh, here comes more people. I'm not alone anymore, guys, so that's good. All right, well, I think Angie goes live at 8:30 or 9, and it's going to be on commercials. So hope you know your commercials. 9 o'clock. There she is, 9 o'clock. So live at 9 o'clock. Thanks for coming, and I'll see y'all tonight at Angie's. Bye, everybody.